This is the story of a fisherman named John, who, like every day, goes out fishing in the sea with his small boat. But something different happens on this day. Suddenly, there is dense fog all around, and nothing is visible far and wide. John loses his way and, wandering around, sees a deserted boat. Out of curiosity, he ties his boat to that boat and decides to go inside and look. As soon as he goes inside that boat, he loses his senses. The entire boat was empty. Neither any human nor any voice. Just mysterious silence. When John went into that mysterious boat, everything seemed absolutely normal. The food was fresh. The clothes were neatly kept and there were signs of human presence everywhere. But there was no one there. John is shocked to see a boat alone and empty in such a vast sea. Disappointed, he returns to the control room and turns on the radio lying there. With the intention of sending a signal for help, John texted on the radio. "This boat is stuck in the sea. If anyone is listening, then answer." After sending the message, he thought that he should now return by his small boat, but his boat wasn't there when he came out, whereas he had tied it well. His surprise increased further when I saw that now the fog spread all around had suddenly become clear and the sky was completely open. Now it was afternoon. John didn't understand what was happening. Seeing no other way back, he returned to the same empty ship and started looking for a way. With the help of the map, John now tries to understand where he is and how he can return to his home. The trouble was that the engine of that mysterious boat was bad. If he had to survive, the engine had to be repaired under any circumstances. He looks for the toolbox throughout the ship and fixes the engine after hard work. This was a big relief for him. Now the boat had started and the direction was also slowly beginning to be understood. But the danger was not over. John goes to the control room and contacts the radio again, but this time also no reply comes. Everything was still shrouded in mystery. Then the boy comes upstairs and suddenly has to go to the toilet. If no one was around, then he thinks that he can do it in the sea itself. As soon as he goes to the shore, suddenly someone pushes him from behind. He falls straight. The situation was very dangerous, but he somehow saved himself from drowning by holding the reel. The pressure of air and water was so high that it became difficult to get back to the boat, but he did not give up. Gathered courage and slowly pulled himself with the help of a reel and boarded the boat again. Amidst all this, when his work could not be completed, he started going to the toilet again. As soon as he reached down, suddenly someone closed the door loudly. John at first thought it was the effect of wind and did not pay attention. But when I tried to get out, I saw that the door was locked from inside. Now he was surprised. He made every effort to open the door, but everything went in vain. Now he started feeling that he was not alone on this ship. There is someone who is troubling him, who is not visible, but is present all the time. Now he understood that hope for help was useless. He moved towards cabin and his soul trembled at what he saw inside. There were bloodstains there. There was a scary atmosphere, but he ignored the fear and tried to open the door by picking up a pair of scissors. But the lock still did not open. Then the whole boat started shaking vigorously as if something big was about to happen. John was very nervous. Then his eyes fell on an upstairs window. He somehow came out of that window and looked around. A huge cargo ship was seen coming towards him from a distance. His direction was straight toward the same boat. John understood that if the ship collided, everything would be over. Now he had to save his life at any cost. He thought of giving a signal, but he had nothing. He immediately took off his shirt and started waving loudly so that someone from the cargo ship could see him. But alas, even after so much effort, no one noticed him. Now John had to save his life under any circumstances. If his boat continued moving forward, everything could have ended by colliding with the cargo ship. Then his eyes fell on a rope hanging near the window. An idea immediately came to his mind. If he used this rope, he might be able to stop the ship. He quickly tied the rope and threw it out so that the boat stopped moving, but the situation worsened further. The rope got stuck in the engine fan, and while pulling it, it came inside the bathroom and got stuck in his throat. He started suffocating. Reaching the verge of death, he showed courage and freed himself with a tool. His neck had turned completely red. He almost died, but was able to save himself at the last moment. The rope was stuck in the engine, due to which the speed of the ship stopped. But this was not enough. The heavy cargo ship still collided with him. His ship was badly shaken by the strong collision, and John fell to the ground and lost consciousness. He had a deep head injury. After some time, when he regained consciousness, he saw that the bathroom was filled with water. But the most surprising thing was that it was not salty seawater, but very clean and sweet water. As if someone was deliberately trying to scare him, he once again breaks down and begs, "Whatever you are, please let me go." but still no answer comes. Now he had become hungry, thirsty, and very weak. Somehow he drank water from the bathroom shower, but soon realized that the water had run out. Then when he started drinking water from the lion, he was surprised. Now that water had become salty. He immediately understood that there was a hole somewhere in the boat and seawater was coming in. This boat won't last long now. He nervously tries to open the door, but it seems someone has locked him from outside. It was nighttime, and from above it was seen that some invisible, perhaps evil force was controlling this boat. The water was rising rapidly and John fell asleep tired. A terrible storm came into the sea at night, due to which the boat broke badly and John was also seriously injured. When he opened his eyes in the morning, the water had reached his head. Only the face was outside. Now he started feeling that only a few moments were left. Then suddenly a slight clicking sound was heard from somewhere, as if something was open. As John turned the handle, the door opened with a loud noise. The water pressure was so high that the door broke and fell down, and thus he managed to get out. As soon as he came out, he went straight to the roof of the boat to breathe fresh air, as the oxygen below was almost exhausted, and was continuously filling water at the bottom. He understood that now the boat could sink at any time. John had decided that he would no longer stay on this ship. Then he got an idea. He took out airbags from the ship and used the broken bathroom door to make a small raft. He fastened everything so that the raft could last, but he also needed some other essential items to run the raft. He collected food, water, and necessary tools from the ship and prepared himself completely. Then without looking back, he got down from the ship and started moving slowly into the sea on board the raft. He was on the raft and the same big boat was still standing in front of him. Several hours passed, but neither was he able to go far, nor did the boat he thought would sink in 5 to 10 minutes sink. She was still in the same condition. Then an idea came to his mind. If this boat has not sunk yet, then why not fix its leak? If this happens, then he can travel comfortably in this strong boat. Thinking this, he went back to the boat. First, he fixed the leak. Then a pump was prepared from pipes and tools so that water could be taken out. With the help of the pump he had built, the seawater filled in the boat slowly came out. After fixing the leak and removing the water, he fixed the remaining problems of the ship. He also made repairs from outside so that there would be no further problems in the journey ahead. After the work was over, he again tried to ask for help from the radio, but this time also no reply came. Disappointed, he returned and took out the map and started thinking of the way once again. He tried to move the boat forward, but as soon as the engine started, the boat did not move at all, as if cheating on him again. That boat was very stable, as if there was a root in the water, and this thought was breaking it from within. He was completely tired. Hopes were ending. Then from a distance he saw another ship coming. Now he had only one way. Reaching that ship with your small raft, he immediately boarded the raft and quickly moved towards that ship. But then the ship suddenly started shaking and moving rapidly towards John, as if someone had deliberately sent it towards him. John increased his speed. But that huge ship got even faster, and just before that ship hit it, John made one last attempt and decided to jump off his boat and swim to another boat that seemed to be going away. But by the time he reached there, the boat had disappeared. Then he realized that there was some evil force on this mysterious boat that was not letting him go anywhere. He had decided that even if he lost his life, he would not go back to this boat. But by evening, the cold started increasing. While floating in the water, dolphins was swimming below. But the water temperature had dropped a lot. Unable to bear the cold, he was forced to return to the same boat. He was so tired and sick that he was in no condition to think anything. Just quietly covered himself with a blanket and slept in the room. When he opened his eyes in the morning, he decided to leave this ship again. But now another shock was received. The door of the room was closed. He became nervous and gradually began to have a mental breakdown. He could not understand why all this was happening to him. Then his eyes fell on a small cabin present in the room. As soon as he opened it, a path was visible upwards, a ventilation that could be vented. He entered the cabin, which was a tight storage area. Every time he tried to climb up from the storage area, he would slip and fall down. He suffered many injuries due to the fall, but he did not give up, falling repeatedly. He finally reached up again and tried to open the window of that vent, but she did not budge. It seemed as if it had been deliberately sealed. Now the oxygen there was also running out rapidly. It was becoming difficult to breathe. The door below was also closed. He was not able to go back to the room. He started feeling that this was his last time, but then he heard the same mysterious clicking sound again. As the cabin window opened to the sound of clicks, John stepped out without wasting any time. The fresh air gave him some relief. Coming out, he saw that the boat was moving towards a small island. Seeing this, hope arose in his mind that perhaps now he will be free from this scary boat forever. As soon as the boat reached the shore, he immediately got down. He felt that there was definitely someone on this island who was responsible for all this. In anger, he picked up a baton and began searching for the island, but was soon shocked. There was no trace of humans on the entire island. Now John was again filled with anger and fear. As he left that island, a new sight appeared before his eyes, the same mysterious boat that brought him here. Now she was moving forward in the calm sea, as if she was looking for some other prey. Seeing this, John was completely convinced that this boat and this island were under some evil force. Now he had to leave from here at any cost. His life was still left. While searching, he reached the highest peak of the island, and from there he saw another island far away. But he was so far away that he could not see what was happening there. As John wandered the island, he slowly came backwards. But when he reached there, his eyes widened. This was the same place from where his journey started. Everything was the same. His old boat was tied at the same place, and the same people seemed as if nothing had changed. The whole atmosphere was the same as before, as if nothing had happened. John was watching everything. He couldn't believe that all this nightmarish experience had actually happened to him. But now the question arose that how did his boat reach there again? And what was the truth of this island? John was shocked when he reached the back of the island. Same place, same boat, same people. Like nothing changed. He couldn't believe whether it was all real or a nightmare. But whatever he faced was the truth. The movie ends here. Thanks for watching.